Hello, hello. Let me help. My mic is over here. Hello, hello, guys. Welcome to tonight's late night live stream. Oh, here we go. Hello, hello. Say hello as you're popping on. We are getting ready to get right into it because I am doing this a little bit later than usual, but it's my job, right? So I go live. Tonight, we're going to talk about a simple strategy that helped me level up my online business. And I really believe that if you focus on this, you will start doing a heck of a lot. Let me go back. I don't want to say it that way. That's not at all how I want to say it. If you're ready to level up, this strategy will help you in a major way. Okay. I don't want to make any assumptions on where you might be in your business. All I know is that when I was struggling and when I was kind of flailing around a little bit and when I lacked momentum, this strategy really helped me a lot in my leveling up. And it was actually kind of brought back to my attention when I received an email the other day from one of my customers and one of my clients. And what basically happened was, hello, Premium Coaching for New Tax Pros. I'm just like diving right into things. But what had happened was, I'm going to dive like right into this because I want to really break down like what I have for you guys tonight, because I really want this to be impactful for you. But so inside of my mentorship community, for those that are part of my turnkey system, I do these daily mentorship lessons that I drop off in the community where people can listen at their leisure. And right now we are going through an action plan that I have called the 10K a month action plan. And day by day, I'm breaking down bits and pieces of that action plan to help them put together their own action plan so they have way more clarity and can go about their business on a daily basis, like with way more intention to create greater outcomes in their business. And as I've been breaking it down, I got an email from one of my members who's also been a coaching client for the past almost 3 years now. And she says, she said, I'm guilty, right? Something to that effect. She said, I've had this blueprint, I've had this action plan right before, but I never downloaded it. And she said, having you walk through it in this way is really helpful. And for whatever reason, when she sent that email to me, the thought that came across my mind was, much of business is not about the new stuff. Write that down. Much of business is not about the new stuff, right? And so the reason I actually had that thought is because much of what I do in my business right now, when it comes to mentorship and helping and coaching other people, is honestly repeating a lot of the strategy and a lot of the foundation that so many people overlook, right, when they're actually looking to get results. And more often than not, people are out there on the net watching tons of YouTube videos, opening up tons of emails, clicking on tons of links, clicking on ads all throughout their social media feed. They're processing all of this information in hopes of some kind of new information to help them get a better result, or to help them get an outcome, or to help them learn something or discover something. Most people really believe that wherever they're struggling or wherever they're failing or wherever they need an outcome, that outcome is found someplace else out there, despite all of the information they might already have at their fingertips. I want you to think about that for a second, right? I remember not long ago, actually it was a couple of years ago. I remember, right? I was out there looking for a new workout regimen. Mind you, right? At that time, I had the Team Beachbody app, right? Which had tons of workouts on it. I own Insanity. I own P90X. I own Power 90, right? I own I've Turbo Jam. I own Billy Blanks's what's his program called? Whatever his program called, right? I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I out here thinking I've got to go buy a new workout program? And it's really the workout program that's responsible for me not getting results when I have every single workout that I could possibly need, right, to help me get the results that I desire, right? Why did I think it was in new information? Why did I think I needed a different diet plan? Why did I think I needed a different workout? What's the word I'm looking for? What's the phrase I'm looking for? How come what I had, right, wasn't good enough? Why did I think I really needed something more? And I remember so vividly telling myself, girl, you have exactly what you need here, and you're not going to buy a stitch of anything else until you begin to get results based upon everything you have here. You have everything that you need to get you the weight loss results and the body transformation the results that you desire. It is in you, right? And so oftentimes, you guys, it's not new information that we are actually needing. I'm getting ready to blow your mind with this. All right. I've talked about this a lot. And it's like, for me, I feel like I'm repeating this so often because I have my mentorship community. I have my coaching community. I go live where I kick a ton of knowledge, right? I upload videos. But here's the thing, and it bears repeating. This is why it's so important. Okay. It's not that you need new information. There is something called the knowing doing gap. All right. So on one side, we have what we know to do, or what we've been taught to do, or what we heard to do, or what we already have access to. So it's like on any given day, right? I can tell you what it takes for me to be able to lose 50 pounds or to begin my weight loss transformation or a body transformation. I can tell you, right? On any given day, right? You can probably tell me, even if you've never made sizable income online, but you've been online and you have went through courses and you've read ebooks and you've watched people's videos about making money, you honestly can probably document and actually write down what you know to be true about what it takes, right, to make money online, because you've heard it enough and honestly you've experienced enough to know what it actually takes. Now, the difference is us actually doing what we actually know to do, right? That's what you call the knowing doing gap. All right. What you know to do versus what you do. And for most people, that gap is humongous. All right. When we begin to close that gap, that's when we begin to experience more of the outcomes and more of the favorable results that we desire. So like in this instance, right, where this particular person was like, I've had this action plan. I've never really done anything with it. I'm so glad you're breaking it down with us day by day, right? Because I'm starting to see what an impact this is having in my business, right? So it's like an instance where she had the resource, right? But she wasn't doing anything with the resource. And as soon as she started to do something with the resource, the gap began to close, and more of what she was looking for, right, she was actually finding. All right. So the thing that we have to do, again, we're talking about like how I leveled up my business. All right. I've been in business online for over 16 years. I came online. I was working full-time as a nurse. Within my very first 30 days online, I was able to make 28 sales. I got off to a rocket start inside of my online business. Right? I was a great copycatter. When I saw other people doing things, I copied and modeled exactly what they were doing. I was an action taker. And because I was an action taker and I didn't focus on what I didn't know, I got really, really great results inside of my business. All right. Well, over the 16 years, I've invested into a lot of different stuff. I've invested into strategy training, tactical training, technical training, tool training, all kind of mentorships to learn very, very specific processes and systems. And I've invested into mindset stuff and all kinds of stuff, right? And let me tell you something. In every single instance, when I actually did what I was taught to do or what I learned to do in said program, I experienced results. I want you to hear that. Like, this is not rocket science, y'all, whatsoever. I experienced results. There was some information I simply was not ready for. It was above my pay grade when I initially invested into it. And so I really couldn't make use of the information, right? There was one instance where I actually invested $3,000 into a mastermind to learn how to create this one process in my business. To come to find out, the process didn't even fit like the way I like to do business. I was being sold on someone else's agenda, right? So like that was one instance where it wasn't above my pay grade. It was just an investment that just did not make sense for my business. All right. But when I got my business out of a state of feeling like I was never catching momentum, or I was always chasing the next outcome or chasing the next sale, or I always felt like I was out of my element and I was grasping or I was trying, right? It's literally because I was trying to make things happen from a space of, let me see if this will work. It's like I was making up stuff versus just simply doing, right, what I already knew would work for me. So in my instance, I'm someone where, I've generated over $100,000 in less than 12 months by doing YouTube videos with a small YouTube channel and a small email list. Like, I in fact know this works. I'm the person where I can generate leads, and I can call in clients willing to pay me multiple thousands of dollars to work with me directly from my YouTube content. I've done it time and time and time again. I'm the person that has woken up to sales, right? Time and time again, of people investing hundreds and thousands of dollars into the things that I'm talking about in my video. But I'm also that person where I'm like, I wonder if I do reels on Instagram, if that'll work real well for me as well. So I'll just stop doing YouTube videos for the time being, and I'll go over to Instagram and I'll start doing reels, and I'll start trying to do something I know I have no interest in, no knowledge in, and let me just see how that works for me. Why? Because I heard other people were doing it, and maybe it would be easier. And every single time I try something, right, it always ends up failing for me. Not because it's a bad strategy. It's simply because, again, I already know what's working. I already know what to do in my business, right? I've learned what to do. I've established what works for me. And so the more and more, right, that I simply do what I know to do, and I keep focusing, right, on closing that gap, that's how I end up getting like all of the explosive, what seems like explosive results for other people, right? That's when things pop off for me. Whenever I decide to start swimming in uncharted territories and start doing things that are not, I say not meant for me, because I already know what's going to work for me, right? So again, it's for me, the knowing doing gap is I know what to do. And when I do what I know to do, and I do it with consistency, guess what? My outcome is consistent. My results are consistent. My cash flow is consistent. My buyers are consistent. My customers are consistent. My sleep money is consistent. Sales happening on a daily basis is consistent. Like, everything I want to happen, right, is consistent. But with more people, guess what they do? This was my problem. This was my problem. Is I felt like I was getting bored. I felt like there was something more that I needed to learn. I felt like there was something more that I needed to explore, versus focusing on leveling up and growing and scaling what was already working for me and getting my knowing doing gap to be flush like this. Right? I kept keeping a gap because every single time I started bringing it closer, I would get this brilliant idea, right, that I should go learn something else, that I should go try something else. And in every single instance, when I went to go learn and try something else, guess what? My knowing doing gap would go back to this. Why? Because I would know what to do, right? But guess what? Now I wasn't doing it. I want you guys to really let this sink in for a second, right? Really, really let it sink in. All right. So that you guys, the goal in your business, if you want to level up, is you got to get what you know to do with what you actually do together. There can be no gap. There can be no gap, right? This is why I tell people, have a very, very simple business strategy where it's the power of one, right? One main audience that you're speaking to, one main problem that you're solving, one main solution that you're talking about and selling every single day, one main platform that you're showing up on a daily basis to build know, like, and trust, build your audience, generate leads, and make sales, right? And guess what? 1 year that you're focused on doing all of those things. We're not switching gears in a couple of months because it feels like it's not working, right? You implement the power of one. And guess what? The knowing doing gap every single day when you wake up and you work what you know to work, guess what? That gap begins getting smaller. All right. When we decide that we need more information, guess what? It really is impossible, for example, in my instance, to do what I know to do and also focus on trying to learn new stuff, right? When I have no business, it's not in alignment with what I'm trying to do in my business. It takes me off focus. It takes me off direction, right? It wasn't the time for me to do that, right? Like, I wasn't making all the money that I desired effortlessly for me to take my focus off of what was working to begin exploring other things. So what most people really, really have to do, And that's what I love about what's happening in the mentorship community is the fact that, first off, everyone in the mentorship community has access to an amazing learning library. All right. So we leverage a platform called the Roadmap. I call it the turnkey system, right? And it is a learn and earn platform that gives you access to digital marketing and online business training. Anything you need to know about making money online, digital marketing, the business of online business, it's in that particular program. All right. So every single person in my mentorship community is learning the foundation, right, of how to make money online and how to build an online business. All right. My mentorship community on the back end of that, right, drops off like daily little mentorship lessons. And these mentorship lessons are designed to help them get more intentional in their business and to teach them more about what I know, being someone, right, that's gotten to over 6 figures a year in my business. So it's like I'm teaching them the strategies and things that have helped to grow my business, right? The reason I knew that this was important to do is because most people need to learn how to settle down, right? So again, it's like I was saying, right, when that person came to me, right, and she's like one of my favoriteest clients, like she's one of my favoriteest people that I work with, right? Love her, love her, love her. But when I got that email, I said, she nailed it. Like she nailed it. She's had access to the information, right, for some time. But now, right, she's actually listening to my lessons and she's following the action plan, right? And things are making sense for her. Why? Because she's actually slowing it down to, in fact, do the work. So things are now clicking. Where what most people do is they're all over the place. They're in constant search for, right, that new thing, right? I need something more, not considering that what they have is literally enough, right, to get them where they want to go. Because in more instances than not, there is a gap. There is a gap between what they know to do and what they in fact do. Therefore, success to the degree that they desire it cannot be had. All right. So most people need to actually settle down. That's why I teach and I mentor and I coach the way that I do now. Right. That's why I'm very solid on, like, if you want to work with me, this is how you work with me. You have to have the tools. You have to have the resources. You have to have the same insights that I do. Like, you have to have the information, right, that I know is going to help you build a very, very solid and strong online business for yourself. You got to have those things, because if you have those things, then I know that you are equipped, right, to actually just settle down, begin to take in the information and begin to take action. Right? I know that you have what you need to begin taking action and trusting the process. And I know that you have my mentorship to back you in that way, right? Again, to keep like reining you back in, to let you know, no, we're staying put. This is what we're doing. You don't need to go anywhere else. Everything you need is right here. All right, y'all, this is exactly how I started leveling up my business, is when I started putting, again, blindfolds on, earmuffs on, and I got so doggone sold on my vision. And I got so doggone sold on where I am going. And I got so doggone sold on why I'm going where I'm going and who I'm serving and the outcome that I desire for my business. Like, I can sit here and tell you, I believe every single person online that wants to experience a high level of online business success, they need to be in this program. They need to get access to this course, because it's going to help you learn the true business of online business. Whether you want to go out there and turn your own idea into a product, service, or a business, right? Or whether you want to get started really, really quickly and just begin to use the course that we give you, that you can learn from it and you can earn from it as if it's your own, and begin making $500 a sale every single time you sell it to someone else. We give you the actual foundation, right? So unlike what a lot of people do, is they'll invest the money here and they'll never show up. They'll never go through the, y'all, in case you didn't know, right? I'm a program owner. I have an entire library of my own digital products. And if I were to go through there and show you, right, the roster of the hundreds of customers and the percentage of the programs they've gone through, it would likely disgust you. Not blow your mind. It would disgust you. Because every single one of those people invested a sum of money. And to have courses where less than 10%, viewed less than 20%, viewed less than whatever. And it's not that it's because the information is not good, because those that have actually gone through it, like the clients I actually work with where they are accountable to going through it, guess what? The information changes their business. The information is instrumental right in their next levels. So again, and that's an instance where like we know when we invest into something, right? We know that the next logical thing is to log in and to learn from that which we invest in. I'm getting ready to step on some toes here. I just know it. But what we do is something entirely different. Therefore, when you don't log in, when you don't learn, when you don't use the information, how in the heck can it impact your life? How in the heck can that investment, right, get you to next levels inside of your business when what you know to do is to log in and to carve out 45 minutes to an hour, right, every day to learn so that you can apply what you learn back to your business, but you don't do it? How do you stand a chance of getting better? How do you stand a chance of being made better? How do you stand a chance of what you invested in being able to help your business? How do you stand a chance, right, of your business being made better? You don't. Right? So that gap remains. And as long as that gap remains, right, guess what? The success that you desire is highly, highly unlikely. It's not until, right, we begin to do what we know to do. So we make the investments. All right? We log in, right? This is my formula, y'all, right? This is the formula I teach. We invest in ourselves. We log in and we learn from that which we invest in. As we learn, right, we assign the things that we're learning proper places in our business. It's called application. So we watch a lesson or we watch a module and we decide, how do I apply this to my business? And guess what? We take the time and we make the appropriate application. Right? We learn from that which we invest in, and then we apply that which we learn, right, directly to our business operation. All right? Once we apply what we learn to our business operation, guess what? That's when we can begin experiencing outcomes in our actual business. Once we begin to experience outcomes in our actual business, we get really, really excited and we go out there and we want to begin sharing those results with other people. Right? And we kind of climb that ladder and we begin to be a little bit more influential. We're a little bit more powerful, right? We have now a little bit more authority. And then that's how we begin to actually amplify our actual earning. All right? That's the formula in case you didn't know. You follow that formula, right? And you can explode your business. You can change the outcome inside of your business. Because again, it's not the new information that you're lacking. It's actually the quality of your doing. We've got to close the knowing doing gap. All right. And like Bob Proctor used to always say, right, believe it or not, that's exactly how we create new paradigms for ourselves. It's not just reading things and then saying, oh, that was really good, right? That was good information. I understand where I've been going wrong. That was empowering. Wow, I learned a lot. It's actually closing the book after reading a chapter and saying, wow, okay, now how do I apply that to my life? How do I apply that to my business? Right? Again, closing the knowing doing gap. When what you know and what you do begin to be one of the same, guess what? You begin to level up any area of your life. All right, y'all, just the way it is. All right. So first off, it's about deciding to settle down. Y'all, that's why I love what it is that I do and what I offer inside of the turnkey system, because it gives people the opportunity. Like every time I say that, I feel like I have to take a deep breath. Like literally, like you hear like, I have everything that I need. I don't need the next $1,000 course. I don't need the next pre-launch. I don't need to lock my spot anywhere. I don't need to, make sure I have the perfect place in a matrix. Like I don't have to worry about the next biz op that I know is going to come out in the next couple of weeks or next couple of months. Like I have a whole job to do. And again, right, I spotlight my girl, Veronica, who knew nothing about the business of online business, nothing about digital marketing, right? But was attracted to the way that I do business, was attracted to what she saw me doing and heard me talking about. And she eventually decided she wanted to learn this. In 3 weeks' time, she was able to go through so she made the investment. All right. She made the $500 investment. She began to log in pretty immediately, and she works a full-time job, just so you know. No excuses here. Okay. You want something, go get it. Period. You want something, go get it. Okay. Works a full-time job, logged in, I want to probably say every day. And as she was learning, she was applying what she learned. And within 3 weeks, has a complete business set up, 2 income streams that she can promote. She's building her own email list. She is in fact getting opt-ins. She has an entire sales system. So she has the sales page, right? She has her order form. She has her payment processor set up, complete business set up. Like she is ready to do business in a place where she didn't even understand or know nothing about this business. 3 weeks time. Why? Because there was something she knew to do. And every single day she did that thing, right, in order to get a result. So the outcome for her initially was to get set up. Now on a daily basis, right, what does she know to do? She knows, right, that she has to pick a platform. She picked that platform. Veronica, I hope you don't mind me using you as this example, as I always do, right? She picked a platform. She shows up every single day on that platform. So she knows what needs to be done. And on a daily basis, right, she does it. What is she starting to experience? Honestly, what has she been experiencing? From a brand YouTube channel. I don't know what's happening to her on Facebook, right? I just know YouTube, right? She gets views to every single one of her videos, right? I believe her subscriber, I think she started with 0 subscribers. Again, she was brand new to YouTube, so I have to suspect she had 0 subscribers. Her subscriber base constantly grows, right? A little bit every couple of days. And she's getting people that have actually opted in. All because she's decided, right, to do what she knows to do. She settled in. And it's not about, I need some new information, right? What she focuses on now, and here we go with this, all right? Y'all, again, I'm telling you, I don't show up to lie to you. I don't show up to speak theory. I show up to share my experiences and how I've been able to level up and create momentum and create consistent cash flow in my business. And this is exactly it. Sometimes you got to slow down in order to speed up. That's what I love, again, about this particular platform. It allows you to do that because everything is here. You don't have to go looking someplace else. Everything you need is here to help you go from ground zero to $100,000 or more in the next 12 months or less. Steph, but how do you know that? Well, because I got to $100,000 a year in just under 12 months time for the first time many years ago with far less. Okay. I just had the sheer will, which most people don't have. The sheer determination. And no, I'm not John Wick, which most people don't have. And I just decided I wanted something that year and I went after it every single day. There was what I knew to do. And then there was what I did do. And I'm leaving there a gap there because I'm not perfect. Therefore, the gap probably could have been a lot closer. But still, I knew what to do. And on a daily basis, I did the videos. I went live. I gave the call to actions. I built my email list. I emailed my email list. I gave the call to actions. I showed up. I ran promos. I did what I knew to do, right? And because I set the goal that year for $100,000 and I knew exactly the math behind it, I actually ended up doing $108,000. Why? Because I was really, really focused on doing what I knew to do. Not speculating on all the other things that there needed to be done or that I could be doing. I did what I knew to do that would actually work for my business. Again, based on past experience. All right. So you guys, this is where now it gets good. When you settle in and you begin to do, you don't look up in 30 days later and you're like, you know what, Steph? It's been 30 days. I went through the training. I got set up. I have 30 days worth of videos there. What gives? Right? Where's my $10,000 month? Where's all these sales? Where's all these people? It's not about that. It's not about that. You, like, literally, your journey has just begun. Okay? This is a marathon. It is not a sprint. Could you do one video and actually someone watch the video and decide to join you and pay you? Absolutely, that's a possibility. Is it likely for most people? No. So after we settle in, right, and we buy into the fact that there's something I know to do and I'm going to do those things every single day, that's not the end of the story, right? Then we go to, right, a level of mastery, right? So then it's about mastery of key things so they become repetitive in a very, very simplified way, right? For most people, they never even get their business to a level where what they know to do just begins to be this repetitive thing where they don't think about it, right? It's like I told my husband the other night, I had that crazy night where I had to, I felt like I was launching, right? I had to do the training for 2.0. And then I was like, I sat down and 30 minutes after eating dinner, I'm like, now I got to go live. And I told him, I said, it's my job. And he's like, it could be worse. And I'm like, you got that right. Why? See, everything I do in my business, I view it as a job. I view it as something I've assigned someone to do. And that someone is me. So I get the results that I get inside of my business, and my results are just growing. They're just getting better. Why? Because there is what I know to do. And again, no matter what happens, right? Again, I do it, right? Let's just say 8 times out of 10, I do it. So like tonight is a classic example where I had my coaching community, right? And it went really, really well. And it went a little bit longer than expected. And instead of going live at 9 o'clock like I usually do, I didn't get off my coaching call until like 9:25. And I said, well, I'm just going to go ahead and push this baby back till 10. How many of y'all would have made an excuse? Oh, it's too late. Who's going to show up? I don't care who shows up, because there's something called a replay, right? And I'm reminded all the time of people that enjoy my content, that listen to me and or watch me drive time, lunch breaks, Saturdays, weekends, downtime. So it's not about what's happening in the real time. It's the fact that I do this because this is my job. This is where the results come from. I don't do this, there are no results. Again, there's what I know to do. There's what I know gets the results. It's what I know pays the bills. It's what I know calls in the buyers. And then there's what I actually do, right? Which again, very, 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 very close. All right. And so again, the reason how I've gotten here is not just doing and then growing weary because I didn't get the results fast enough, or I thought it was going to be easier, or geez, you know what? I invested this sum of money and shouldn't that be enough? I'm not gonna move until I see some results. Okay, well, I mean, that's fine too. You don't have to. But then for me, right, it was about mastery. How do I get better? Because the fact of the matter is, none of us are trying to do anything that someone has not already done. For those that are following in my footsteps and you're doing videos on a daily basis, your videos might suck right now. I don't know. But is it a possibility? Yeah. They could not be the best right now. You could benefit from my training, right, in the roadmap, right? It's not mastery. Just because you do doesn't mean you're the best at it. It doesn't mean that's the quality of work that's going to get you results. That's with anything that we do. Beginning to build an email list, and you start to email lists, your emails might stink. They might not be that good. They might not really connect. You start posting on social media. You might not be that great at messaging, right? Are you going to just simply say, I'm no good at this and quit? Steph told me to do this and I did this. The blueprint told me to did this and I did that, but it didn't work. Or are you going to say, no, just no way. It's the year 2023. The internet's been around like forever. Steph alone has been on the internet since 2007. She's been on the internet for 16 years. Therefore, I know that however she's instructing me, it's only because there have been so many people that have already done this and succeeded. No. I'm making this my new way of life. No, this is going to work for me. Let me enter a season of mastery. Let me decide to really master this thing. Let me really figure out, like, I know YouTube is the delivery that I want to use. It's the way that I want to connect with people, right? No, let me dial in. Let me decide to reach a level of mastery. Let me really decide to understand this. Let me really decide to learn this, right? Let me take ownership of what it is that I want. Again, because here's the thing, you know to do that. You know the thing to do is to decide to get better, right? Like, and I'll tell you guys, again, because I have a community, right? This is an instance, like, let's just use video. There is an instance where some people just can put on a camera and they have it. They have it, right? No bones about it. Okay. Yes, I was one of them. I'm way better than I was when I first got started, but yes, I was one of them. Right. I told Veronica the same thing. I said, girl, like, are you sure you're new? Just has it. Just has it. Should she neglect mastery? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because there's levels to this in all aspects, right? And then this is just an example, right, of mastery, all levels of it. But guess what? She's in a space where she can settle down, where she has continuity of information, where she has the mentorship, where it's actually she's getting mentorship from someone that can use her own videos as an example of what's going right and what you could actually correct a little bit. We don't reach a level of mastery trying to figure things out all by ourselves. So we want to reach new levels, right, inside of our business. Like, we got to, again, the whole settling down thing and getting what it is that we need so that we can get what it is that we want. And again, I go back, right, and I use who I was talking about earlier when they were like, I'm so glad you're doing these lessons because I had this action plan, but I never did it. And you're doing these lessons and now I'm doing it and it's so helpful. Yeah, that's fine. That's why I am repetitive. That's why I do slow down a whole lot and I like to go through things. Because the thing is, just because you have it doesn't mean you've done anything with it. Because why? That's most people. That's most of us. It's what we know to do, and then it's what we actually do. All right. So this right here, y'all, literally, right? What I broke down right here, you decide to focus here, right? Because it's funny. People want to really hear and they want to create excuses and drama, right? So that they don't do. I had someone today, right, comment on my video. Is this for women? Right? Oh, this seems like it's just for women. Maybe it's not for me. I said, this is information, knowledge, and opportunity. How can this not be for you? I said, my audience just happens to be largely women. So I speak to women. But no one should have to tell you that anyone's welcome. It's knowledge. Anyone can, it's common sense. But oftentimes we're looking for something, right, to discount us. We're looking for a reason to say, I knew it, right? It wasn't for me, or it's not my time, or it's too much money, or we're always looking for something. Y'all, we are never going to reach levels of mastery, right, where we began, again, to level up our business by either waiting for people to tell us it's okay for us to join, or yes, this is for you, versus deciding to go out there and get what it is that you want, recognizing what it is that you want, and then going out there and deciding to get it. Like, it really is that simple. I did a interview last night, more like a conversation with one of my mentors from the early days, and so much fun. And he said, he credited my military background, which is fine because I'm not really a military-minded person like that. But I get what he was saying. And he said, it's funny. He said, because a lot of times when people with prior military get started, their discipline helps them a lot. I'm not a very disciplined person. I had to learn discipline in key areas of my life. No cap. I'm not a very disciplined person. I'm not very organized. So if that's you, there's hope for you. All right. And it's funny. He said, so a lot of times, right, they'll have a goal and they'll just figure out how to get it. And I told him, I said, Val, I said, you bring that up. I said, and you just made me realize something. I said, there used to be a time where I thought something was wrong with me because I wasn't one of those planner chicks. Like I didn't meticulously like plan, like bam, 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 bam. I said, literally, I just always knew what I wanted. And I just showed up and I went to go get it. I said, because like literally in the military, there's not tons of game planning. There's not tons of, well, what are you comfortable doing? And what's your area of strength and weaknesses? And there's no kumbaya. It's, we have a target, we have a goal, we got to go get it, we got to accomplish it. Now, again, I'm not very military like that. Like, don't get me wrong. But as a person in my business, right, that's how I've always been. I want to earn $1,000 this week. Okay. I don't need to sit down and game plan it out. Again, there's what I know to do, and then I go and do it. I know what to do. Therefore, I put my best foot forth and I go and do it. I'm not going to waste time, again, dancing around what I could do. I'm going to go head on and do like what I know has the highest likelihood of getting me a result. Again, how did I get 28 sales in my first 30 days online? I didn't dance around all of the things I could be doing and speculate on what I didn't know. I took my business head on and I got out there in front of people every single day, selling and sharing what I had to sell. How else am I going to make money? I didn't know anything else but to do what I saw other people doing. So I took it head on. So again, most people are very, very smart. They are. I want you to think about what I just said. Most people are very, very smart. They know what to do. And I want you to really think about this tonight. They literally know what to do. What they do, on the other hand, what we do, on the other hand, is an entirely different story. Where does that lend to and what does that speak to? I want you to really think about that. What does it speak to? Does it speak to a willfulness of, I don't want to succeed? I think it should be easier. I don't think I should have to do that. Maybe I don't have to do that. Maybe there's a different way. Maybe that works for other people, but it doesn't work for me. Because if our mind can tell us and we can speculate, and I can pretty much guarantee anyone out there, right? I'm pointing to the live chat right here, that you probably could actually write down what you believe would lead to success in your business. And then if you were to highlight what you actually do, I bet the highlight would be few. And then when we mix in consistency with frequency, that's a whole nother ball game, whole nother ball of wax. But literally, you can decide to level up your business with just what I shared today, deciding to close the knowing doing gap. And all of us, we can sit down with a piece of paper and we can look at key areas of our lives where maybe we're unhappy and we would desire different results. And we could write down how I can lose, 10 pounds in the next 30 days. All right. This is what I know to do. This is what I'm doing. All right. I could have a relationship with better communication. This is what I know to do. This is what I'm doing. I could have a business that feels more productive and that's going in the right direction. This is what I know to do. Right? This is what I'm doing. And in each one of those instances, we all would likely be able to see, right, that there is a measurable gap. You guys, when I talk about this stuff, do you know what gets me so excited about it? Is because, again, it all boils back down to the power that we actually have. Because if we know that gap exists, and literally we've created that gap by simply not doing what we know to do, then all we got to do, write that down, all we got to do, because it never has to be harder than that. All we got to do is to start doing what we know to do. And then start entering, right, the level of mastery in those areas versus thinking, right, YouTube's not working for me. I've done it for a whole 30 days. Oh, well, what makes you so special that you only got to give it 30 days? Why does that get to be your play? What about the person where things didn't pop off, excuse me, until day like 31 or 32? Why 30 for you? So again, it's not in what we think is new out there, but instead, what are we going to do new for ourselves? Right? Again, based on what we know to do and what we're doing. Just the action alone is something new for ourselves. Y'all, and I'm telling you, it started in September. Radical transformation in my business. Right? Because my husband said one thing to me. I was woe is mean, right? Woe is me-ing about, I'm going to be 50 in March. And not know, for some reason, I was feeling some kind of way. I feel fabulous now, but I was just feeling some kind of way in the moment. And he asked what was wrong, right? And I didn't do the typical woman thing. I actually told him what was wrong. And he said, I get you. I feel you. Right? And he said you can look at it two ways. He said you can look at it as it's just where you're supposed to be in life right now. True enough, right? True statement. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. You can look at it as it's just where you're supposed to be in life right now. Or you can chalk it up to choices and effort. And I said, well, I'll tell you what. It's not where I'm supposed to be in life right now. That's not the road I'm going to take. That's not the way my story is going to go. I'm going to chalk it up to my choices and my actions, right? Because I know I can change those. I can't just change like this is where I want to be. That's a cop-out. That's a cop-out. And you can even, if you ever talk to him, right? He'll tell you. I said, no, it was via text. I said, no. Mm-mm. I said, I'm going to choose to believe choices and effort because I can change those things. And literally, I went into September and I thought my business was going to take one direction with marketing. And based upon that conversation and that decision, I just started getting really, really like impeccable with my choices and with my actions on a daily basis. Like that's how I started going live every single. Do you guys see? It's literally like, I'm going to start doing this and then you do it. And I don't do to check boxes off. I do, right? Because I'm filled with passion over what it is that like, this is my job. I get to go live. I get to go live and I get to get paid. I get to do this. When y'all do what you do, when you're showing up and you're trying to do your business, are you doing it from a place of like striving? Or are you doing it from a place of, I get to do this. I get to bless people with my content. I get to bless people by sharing like this amazing program with them. Or is it, I'm doing this and I hope someone likes it. I hope they buy from me. No, that's nasty freaking energy. It's nasty energy. I don't want none of that. Heck, you barely want any of it. But when you change it to, I get, it just begins to be infused with something different where people show up and they're like, I gotta be a part of this, right? I gotta be a part of this. So again, I had a choice, and this was the beginning of September, y'all. And so really in that instance with my actions, so the decision was that, no, I'm not chalking it up to that's just where I'm supposed to be right now. I call cap on that. I'd rather know that I can say, yeah, my choices and my actions, got me to feel the way I feel right now, but I'm going to change that up. And just like that, right? I got impeccable with my word to myself in terms of what I'm going to do. I backed myself. Again, I just created the play and I ran it. And like literally from like September to October, I'm experiencing brand new business, like brand new business. Yes, I went into a different business direction, true enough. But the outcome and just the overall momentum, again, because I just decided, again, I got true to myself. Steph, you were already told years ago, make the videos, you'll make the money. Why do you keep thinking you got to do something more? Why do you keep thinking this? You already were told, do the videos, you'll make the money. Do the videos, you'll make the money. And so, like, can I just be honest with y'all? Remember I said, and then it's about mastery of key things, so they just become repetitive. I have to remind myself that anytime I try to trip myself up and think I need to do something more, or something seems like a good idea, I'm like, Steph, you already know what to do. Just keep doing it. Like, stop being silly. I have to remind myself, right? I have to remind myself. So mastery doesn't stop, y'all. We're constantly mastering ourselves. That's why I'm better today than I was last year, than I was 90 days ago, than I was, whatever. That's why I'm better today, because I'm not trying to be a better marketer. I'm just simply mastering myself so that in everything that I do it with more excellence. I do it with more expectation of the results that I desire. I do it as the person that already has the results. All of those things. So if I've said anything and you're like, girl, like, I need more of this. I need more of this, right? I would love to give you access to my free mentorship. Love, love, love. The only prereq, right, is that you got to decide you're going to at least invest in the training so that you can learn the fundamentals. I'm not teaching you digital marketing. I'm not teaching you the business of online business, because it's already been taught, and it's been taught in such a vast way. Y'all, community, am I right or am I right? It's been taught in such a vast way, right? 28 modules that are going to help you learn. I can't even really say digital marketing in that true sense, because it's a part of it, but like, you're really learning online business excellence. You're learning how to understand business vision and mission, and how to take ideas that you have and how to flesh them out into a business. And if you don't want to start from scratch, you can actually resell the course as it's your own and keep all of the money. And the possibilities are just so endless. Like, literally, I just got finished telling my coaching community, right? Because I'm no longer doing group coaching going into 2024. And I told them, I said, this is not a sales pitch, but if we don't move on together, at least come into the turnkey system, because you need what's actually in there. Y'all, like, I don't say this like, yes, I sell in my business clearly, right? But the heart of the matter is the fact that if you want to understand the business of online business, if you have an idea that you want to learn how to flesh out, y'all, let me tell you something. People used to pay me when I did power calls. They paid me $300 for 1 hour of my time to gain clarity over their business idea. This program is $500, and that's just one module to gain clarity over your idea and to learn how to flesh it out into a product ready to bring to market. People used to pay me $300 for 1 hour to talk about their business idea. For $200 extra, right? You get so much more. You get to learn the complete business of online business, the foundation that will take you to 12 to 6 figures or more in the next 12 months or less if that's what you want. Like, I just try to make this so doggone clear. Like, I'm not even joking about this, right? I'm not, like, the $500 price tag is so laughable. Again, when I know what I charge just for a conversation to talk about someone's business idea. And then from that conversation, they would either have to pay me thousands to work with me to help me help them flesh it out, or they would just decide to go figure it out on their own. That was the reality. And it just literally, sometimes I'm speechless if that's if you can imagine that. But it's like the whole $500 idea around this, it really blows my mind. Yeah, Shantae said, and then some. Like, think about that, y'all. $300 for 1 hour of my time. And don't get me wrong, very worth it. I've helped many people over the past few years, gain mass clarities, and I've gone on to help them, all that. But I'm going to talk to two people just for a moment, okay? For the person that's like, Steph, that's what I need. I do have some business ideas. Don't quite know if they're viable. Or maybe you do know they're viable and you need the steps, you need the instructions, you need the guidance. You need to know how to actually bring it to market. You need to know actually how to turn it into something ready to sell. And then you need the marketing know-how. And you need to learn how to put together funnels and systems to actually support it. Like, you need all of that. This is where you're going to get it. All right. This is where you're going to get it. All right. For the person, right, you might be looking for a very viable online business idea, right? Something that you can learn from, right? Because the fact of the matter is there are way too many people out there that are trying to make money online and they're invested into all kinds of stuff. And at best, they're getting watered down, old, outdated information, or they're getting information that's only teaching them how to sell like the biz op they're involved in or to sell the thing that they're involved in. And with this, not only do you get the education, so you stand a chance of succeeding because you actually know what to do online, how to show up online. You actually know how to build a business online. You know digital marketing. You know the business of online business. Like, you learn how to do everything from A to Z and everything in between. But on top of that, right, you get something that you can actually begin promoting and sharing with other people immediately. If you love the learning experience, which you will, you get to turn right back around. And if you don't have a product idea, you don't have a business idea, or maybe your goal was never to create anything in the first place, and you were just trying to go out there trying to find something that you can actually promote, you get a license to make this course your own. What does that mean, Steph? No, you can't make it your own in terms of editing it and putting your name on it. It's not PLR, right? But what it gives you the license to do is sell it as your own, right? You're not the creator, but you do become the owner of it. You become a owner of it. Steph, what does that really mean? It means that you get to sell it and you get to keep 100% of the profits. You're creating, I talked about this in my video I did today. You're not selling for a company. When you sell, you're building your buyers list. They're your buyers. They come through your PayPal or your Stripe. They're your buyers. And to add to the level of depthness when it comes to the ownership, you physically own it. You can download the entire course. If you want to decide to upload it on your own platform at some point and sell it the way that you want to sell it, the license permits you to do that. So guess what? You are never out of business. You're never dependent upon a login. Your business is never based upon somebody still being there for you. You own it. So first off, no one can ever take away the knowledge that you're going to acquire, right? When you learn from all of this. And then as you begin to take action, right? Shantae, Veronica, anyone else out there? I know Mrs. Cohill. I think I saw my boy Thomas out there, right? You guys that have actually learned and put together your money getting systems, right? And you connected all of these things together. That's skill. No one's ever going to be able to take that away from you. And that is a skill that can pay you thousands and thousands of dollars if someone ever wanted you to put together their systems for them. For any kind of business, you have the technical know-how. And no one can ever take that away from you. And then the physical side of the course, no one can ever take that away from you as well. So your $500 investment, you are investing, and you guys write this down. I want to hear you guys start telling people this. They are investing into a business asset. It is something that can make you money for many, 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 many years to come because you physically get to own it. It is an asset to your business. Y'all, that's powerful. It's so stinking powerful in a world right now where so many people are looking for opportunity, right? They want to replace their incomes or they want to add significant discretionary income. And guess what? If you're coming online and that's your goal, that's your motive, you got to learn the ropes. You got to learn how to do this stuff. And you don't want to piecemeal it together. You don't want to get bits and pieces or partial information. You don't want to guess at this. It is costly. Trust me, it is costly. You don't want to go at it alone. You don't want to wonder if you're doing everything right. You want to know because there is peace and there is confidence in knowing I can actually trust the process because I am doing exactly what I was taught to do. And I'm being taught what has already worked for so many other people. So now I go about my day in peace and with confidence, and I can honestly lay my head down on the pillow at night, right? Knowing that I can trust the process and that I can wake up tomorrow and I can repeat it all over again. Knowing that you have a trusted framework that you're building your business from. Y'all, again, after being online for 16 years, having seen so much, I'm just at such peace, right, with what it is that we have going on here. And like I said, 2.0 just kicked it up an entire notch. And that's why I can say and make the recommendation even to my coaching community, you need to be in this. Because everything that you're looking for to help you learn fundamentally how to grow an online business, regardless what your agenda is, regardless what you want to sell, you need what's in here, right? You need what's in here. So if you do want to learn more about this, right? And like tonight made sense to you, right? That it's not about like constantly going out there, right? But it's about, you know what? Let me settle in. Let me start to close this knowing doing gap. Like you might be out there right now and you know, right? Like, you know, I need to invest in myself. I need to get my hands on this information. Like, I know that I've been winging it for too long, right? Now, what do you do about that? You begin to close the gaps by making a decision, right? To be here, to actually do what you know to do. And then guess what? The knowing doing gap continues. You make the investment. Now, what do you know to do? Okay, I know that I got to log in. I got to start learning from that which I invest in. So now you carve time out of your day, right? And every single day, full-time job or not, you're logging in. I don't care if it's only 30 minutes a day. Because I guarantee you, right? If I were to go to your Netflix or your Hulu, right? I bet your history on point. I bet you are logging hours throughout the week. You have time. We all have time. So even if it's 30 minutes to 45 minutes a day, right? Again, we know now I got to learn. So you log in every single day and you begin to learn, right? And the fun thing about our platform is that as you're learning, right, you're put in position to actually apply and to begin taking action, right? So you're going to get access to my private mentorship community. And one of the first things I want you to go through is I have an orientation video that actually walks you through. Again, please hear me. If your focus is, Steph, I want to do what you're doing. I want to get my business set up. Like I know I want to offer this for other people, right? I have an orientation that's going to walk you through exactly which modules to begin going through. All right. And that's going to help you begin to learn digital marketing, learn the world of automation and tools and, how to begin setting your business up. And you're going to be guided through setting your business up at the same time as well. All right. And if your approach is different, if you have a different mind about it, pop on us on a Tuesday office hours, right? Again, open to my community where you can ask questions and get guidance and get feedback. Again, you are not in this all by yourself. Right? Seriously, I've got your back. And anyone I'm telling you in the live chat, I can say it with confidence, right? They can vouch for the fact you take the first steps, right? Your girl's got your back, right? Your girl's got your back. And as a bonus, you get to leverage the community, right? For your people as well. So it's another selling point you can offer anyone that decides to buy, right, this program from you as well. All right. But again, make no bones about it, right? It is a learning environment, and the reward is that you set yourself up to earn. It's not the other way around. This is not get rich quick. This is not some kind of just jump in, grab a link and start slinging it. If you think that's that, please save yourself time, energy, money, and frustration. This is not that. You are rewarded, right, with an opportunity to earn based upon the quality of you logging in and actually learning. All right. Logging in and actually learning. All right. So if you do want to learn more, my link is down below in the description, goprowithsteph.com. Go there, opt in, get all of the information, get all of the details. And if you do have any questions, just hit reply on the email that you would have received from me. Let me know your questions. I'll be more than happy to send you a personal reply and hopefully help you in getting started. You'll be plugged into my private mentorship, where again, you'll get access to a lot of extra lesson and resources to help you in taking intentional action and to teach you more of the inside game, right, of success, and a lot of what I know and what I've experienced to help me reach various levels of success in my business. All right. So trust me, it's stuff a lot of people do want access to out there, and you get it as a bonus because I just love this stuff. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. And if you were invited here by one of my members, make sure you do get back to them. Let them know, like, I gotta get this, right? And they will for sure hook you up. They will make sure that you have their links. And again, you'll get access to the community as well. So again, right, this is exactly, you guys, how I leveled up my business. All right. I closed the knowing doing gap. I settled in, right? And then I started to focus on the levels and are the areas in my business that I wanted to grow. I started to focus on mastery in those areas, not trying to learn all the things, right? But a high level of mastery. That's why I am where I'm at right now in my business. And that's why I am elevating in certain areas of my business and even my life, right? Because I realize the importance of mastery and not just checking off boxes of things to do. Big, big difference. All right. So I really hope that you are leaving better than when you came. If it's your first time here, make sure you do subscribe and click on notifications. A lot of content going down on my YouTube channel. And it's all designed to help you in getting set up in your online business fast and making sure you have everything that you need to help you. What y'all? To help you and position yourself, right, to earn six figures or more, right? $100,000 or more in the next 12 months or less. That is our focus inside of our community, right? Would love to have you on board. Again, I hope you're leaving better than when you came, and I look so forward to rocking with you again tomorrow. Good night, guys.